All right, Jimmy Butler is down with the Knicks, Nets, and Clippers, not the Lakers. So sources, as you just heard, telling Woj that Butler is most interested in pursuing a future with the Clippers. Stephen A., where should he want to go?
I would say the Clippers, but let me say this. Woj is always right on the money with what he's reporting. And basically what he didn't say, the one thing that he left out, Tom Thibodeau is about to lose his job as control of basketball operations. He might keep his job as head coach, but he's about to lose his job because gun-tailored ownership there, they're not happy with him as the executive. Now, Tom Thibodeau is an exceptional coach. He lives, eats, and breathes basketball. I mean, it comes before everything. It's his life. So from that, and he's hardcore about it. And so everybody can't handle that. Jimmy Butler is a person that can handle that. Tom Thibodeau is not the reason that he wants to leave Minnesota. Go online, go on social media, and see Steven Jackson, former NBA champion with the San Antonio Spurs, former player in this game, obviously has contributed, has been on this show and others before. Steven Jackson said it best. He was talking about the heart of Andrew Wiggins. Jimmy Butler, from what we've been told, believes he has none. He doesn't have too much respect for Andrew Wiggins in terms of his heart. They believe that he plays for the money. He does not play for the love of the game. Karl-Anthony Towns is the other one. He's a guy I have profound respect for. His parents make me apologize to them every time they can because I was a Jahlil Okafor guy because of the back-to-the-basket player, give you 20 and 10 coming out of Duke. Bottom line is Karl-Anthony Towns is phenomenal. But here's the flip side to it. They believe that he cares about winning, but not as much as he cares about his numbers. Andrew Wiggins, there's a heart question about him and his passion for the game. Karl-Anthony Towns has a priority question. Jimmy Butler is the kind of guy, Max, he ain't having that. And he's the kind of person that will get in folks' face and let them know exactly how he feels with no hesitation whatsoever. That is the problem. That is why he wants out, and that is why they wouldn't mind him leaving.
Well, Jimmy Butler suffers from Chris Paul disease, which is some of these guys are more talented than me. I mean, Chris Paul's 6 feet tall. He's a lot of times the best player on the court. So he has a right to say, you're not working hard enough. How do you think? He's not also the fastest guy on the court. Doesn't jump the highest. Why is he better than everybody? Because he works. And Jimmy Butler has the right also to say, look, where I've come from to where I am now, I've invented myself, through hard work. So when he sees someone else lacking passion, he has the right to say that. Nevertheless, Jimmy Butler's not going to be the best player on a championship team. Puts him in a tough position. He doesn't quite shoot it well enough. Puts him in a tough position. I'm going to get to where he should go in 1 second. Thibodeau, from people, and I haven't dealt with Thibodeau, but I know people who have a lot, is not for everyone. Let's put it that way.
That's right.
Let's put it that way. He marches to the beat of his own drum.
1,000% accurate.
Jimmy Butler needs to go to a place with a strong coach who gets his players to play hard. Of the places he mentioned, the Nets or Atkinson is an excellent coach. Those guys play hard. They live in Brooklyn. It's like a community team, and they could make a run at the Knicks right now. Of any team in basketball, the Spurs is the kind. He could go to the Spurs, and Popovich will put him in the best position to win, and his work will be rewarded.
Spurs don't work because you have him with DeRozan, number one. Number two, Nets don't work because what did Woj say? They got a lot of young talent, and you don't want to put Jimmy Butler with young talent.
That's why young talent.
Wait, clearly he wants to be in New York or LA.
But first of all, you say talent. You use the word loosely when you play.
Of course.
I think the main thing, Jimmy Butler has to be in a structure where the coach is getting his players to care.
The one other thing that you have to remember about Jimmy Butler is that you're talking about him being the number one option on the championship team. That's not necessarily what he cares about. What he cares about is being valuable enough to a franchise to go someplace where they have such a faith in him that he can assist in recruiting that marquee guy
to
play with him.
How about Kyrie Irving and Jimmy Butler?
He cares about what city he's in. Clearly, he wants to be in one of these big markets, New York or LA. That's what it seems like this is all about.
But this is of the teams that he mentioned. So we're not. I mean, you deviated from it to some degree with San Antonio in terms of the best fit. Just answering the question. I'm simply saying to you, whatever scenario that he goes to, understand something. He is willing to go someplace where he's able to attract a number one.
Okay, so let's take those options.
He believes he can do that. And obviously, New York with Kyrie Irving would be first on the list. Now, oh, by the way, this is important because I have to let Max know this. There was a report that came out a few days ago. They talked about Courtney Lee of the Knicks with Frank Ntilikina. Okay? The Knicks weren't willing to do that, obviously, because the Minnesota's believed to be a first-round pick. I'm just telling you. I would tell you this. Without the number one pick, without the first-round pick, if you got to give up Courtney Lee and Frank Ntilikina, and that's all it would take to get Jimmy Butler,
course.
if you don't do that, I might throw a rock at every window in the Madison Square Garden. You better do it if that's all it requires.
Look,
you better do it.
Look, the Clippers are an interesting destination because if Kawhi, and everyone's saying he's a front runner, goes to the Clippers, Kawhi and Jimmy Butler, oof, that's interesting. But Brooklyn, in New York, you have a chance to really go at the Knicks for the heart of the city right now. You get a guy like Jimmy Butler, and he gets a guy like Kyrie Irving or someone like that to join him. That's a huge opportunity.